My name is Dhruv Jog. I'm the Managing Director of Advent Constructions. My opinion of the real estate industry in Tanzania is that it's still at a very nascent stage, still in its infancy. It has a long way to go. We have a strong population and we think we're just at the cusp of the industry starting to pick up. We're the most stable country in the region, definitely East and Central Africa. We're the most stable country. We have a strong population growth, fertile soil, excellent weather, a new government that is very keen on eliminating the social and systematic evils that we were struggling with for the past few years. And we think there is a recipe for good business to be conducted, for business owners to make a decent return on their investment, and for the market to generally improve as an investment destination. The mid-cost housing is the most interesting for us to look into. Simple reason being, we have a burgeoning middle class, and first home buyers are the real target market. Most first home buyers in our country have a decent appetite for consumption of mid-cost housing. Our cost of construction as a country is not very different from anywhere else in the world, except for the fact that we import a reasonable amount of the finishing materials. The basic costs besides these imported items are all the same. However, the challenges that we face and the things that drive up the cost are not really material costs. It's two main things. One, VAT. Homeowners still pay VAT on their first home purchase, which is not something that you find in most other countries. The VAT ends up becoming a cost because they can't claim it back as a company can. The other thing that drives up the actual cost of home ownership is that our mortgage product is not competitively priced. This is where the challenge is. These are state-owned Chinese construction companies. State-owned companies get state support, they get subsidized financing, they get subsidized cost of equipment, they get subsidized cost of material, they get subsidized cost of work permits, even in our country. We as private enterprises, for us to compete with a state-owned company, and especially when the state is as strong as China, where we end up buying most of our stuff from, is next to impossible. So we've been trying to lobby to get some support from the government for local construction companies to get a margin of preference, or if not a margin of preference, at least a mandatory joint venture. So there is some real capacity building happening for Tanzanian contractors. We have been lobbying quite hard. We haven't seen anything happen yet. We will keep lobbying until there is some sort of a change in the system. Definitely faster construction, cheaper construction, more efficient sort of construction with a heavy emphasis on being environmentally friendly and also being energy efficient. So we're seeing that already in the market. We as Advent bring that to the industry on a regular basis. We try and push for our clients to understand the importance of being energy efficient, of leaving as little of a carbon footprint as you can. Where one may think that it might cause unemployment in terms of technology being used in the construction process, it's not true. The construction industry by its very nature is labor intensive, especially in a country like ours where labor is relatively cheap. Machinery will replace human labor in countries where labor is very expensive. In our case, it does not make commercial sense for one to replace human labor because the cost of labor is still relatively cheap. So I think we're a decent number of years away from machinery replacing human beings. It might complement humans, but it won't replace them.